Welcome to Unfold the Self. Namaste, Dr. Suhasini ma'am.
Namaste.
Dr. Suhasini ma'am, in the last class, I understood transit numbers. I understood the meaning of my alphabet number. So now today, what are we going to study?
So in the last class, we studied the transits. And I also told you that transit is about the letter, alphabet. Okay? Today we will study the essence number. Now essence number is an addition of all the three transits. Now what we need to do is we have calculated the transit of the first name, that is Mark. Now we have to calculate the
Essence.
transit number of Anthony and of course and the last name.
Yes.
All the three transits we have to calculate and we have to add all three of them.
Okay.
And the resultant is the essence number.
Okay.
Okay, again here everybody has to remember 11 and 22 are not to be reduced. Karmic numbers
Okay.
are to be kept like that. Okay, they have a lot of importance here. Now this is the physical transit. First name, the middle name is the mental transit and last name is the spiritual transit. Okay, so in the last class we learned that Mark is in the transit of A, which is 1. Okay, now we have to calculate the transit number letter for the name Anthony. Okay, so Anthony is 34 plus 135 plus 540, 42, 50, 56.
Yes.
So from 50 to 56, this person's transit is O.
Yes.
Got it?
Yes.
From 50 to 56.
Yes.
Okay. So for the last name, that is star, total is 13, 26,
Again.
39, 52. So at 52 are okay. Now add age from 52 to 53. Again 1.
52 to
53. Now to calculate the essence number, we have to add these three numbers, 1 plus 6 plus 1.
Okay.
1 is the transit of Mark, 6 is the transit of Anthony, and 1 is again the transit of the name star.
Yes.
Okay. So 1 plus 6 plus 1 again is equal to 8. Now here we know that up to 53 years, the essence number is 8. After that they will change.
Correct.
O will change after 50 at 56.
Yes.
But these two A and S will change after 1 year.
Yes.
This is
Correct.
clear now?
Yes.
So now we have seen that the transits are the individual letters and individual influences that we saw in the last class. Essence number is the combined total of physical, mental and spiritual transits that are influencing you during a particular year of your life. Okay?
Correct.
Essence cycles are neither regular nor repetitive and can change from any number to any number.
Yes.
You see this
Yes.
now, as I said. Your essence number reveals what you are ready to attract and integrate into your life in that year. Your essence number represents a stage in your personal growth. Okay, now let's understand the meaning of each essence number. Okay, let's start with 1.
Yes.
Sometime I think we should start with 9. Okay. Now one is about what? 1 is always about a new beginning. Okay. So you will start a new, entirely new phase of your life in 1 essence here. Number. This is a new beginning. You'll have fresh ideas. It's the time to accept new and let go of the old. See, when you want to accept the new, you also have to make place for the new. So you have to let go of the old. Let go of relationships, habits and liabilities that you have been holding on to. See, when you start something new, old has to go. Your leadership qualities will be enhanced. You will be required to deal with challenges and difficulties. This is a period of struggle and great reward. So struggle as a reward. Yes. You are like a baby learning to walk. So there will be falls. So your perseverance will be tested. And you must not give up because the rewards are great. Don't give up. Baby never gives up.
Correct.
Now let's look at essence number 2. You must learn to cooperate with others. This is not a time to lead but to follow. Need to avoid arrogance, rigidity, and stubbornness. You'll be extremely sensitive and intuitive. Is it typical too? Your role as an advisor, helper, or assistant is the key to success during this period. So your role, it's like a power behind the throne. It's not like one. One is active, two is a little passive. You're learning the lesson of interdependence. One is independence, two is interdependence. You'll be more valuable in a passive role. Be careful of the health of your nervous system. You can become anxious during this period. Must share your deeper feelings with people you trust so that you avoid depression. When you share your feelings, the only way to avoid depression is not being lonely. Share your feelings, not suffer alone. Music plays an important role during this period. Any musical talent you possess will be enhanced. You will be charismatic and attractive to others. Remain strong inwardly and flexible outwardly. So inwardly you should be strong, you should be flexible outwardly. Now 3. Your ability of expression and creativity and communication are at all-time high. It is always about communication. Any talent you possess in the arts, especially in writing, acting, dancing, whatever performing arts, will be greatly enhanced. This is a social time filled with much fun and friendship. You will feel lighter, fresher, and more alive. As if you're relieved of some burden. So you feel lighter. People are naturally attracted to you. Discipline and focus are very essential. Otherwise, you will waste your time on loose talk, superficiality, or socializing. Just wasting time now. Socializing and all are good for some time, but not all the time. This is an emotional period, and you may, some old emotional issues may surface. You are in a very volatile period, and you may experience mood swings. See, whenever we use the word emotional, no, see, 2 is more sensitive. There's a difference between being sensitive and being emotional. Emotional is about something coming from heart. Sensitivity is different. You are also very romantic and likely to fantasize. It's also a time of personal accomplishments and progress. Okay. Now 4. 4 is about work.
Hard work. Yes.
Attention to detail, career. Your rewards will be directly proportionate to your efforts. So important for a 4. Your rewards will be directly proportionate to your efforts. इतना एफर्ट डालेगा तो इतना मिलेगा, इतना एफर्ट डाल के इतना नहीं मिलेगा. You are disciplined and orderly, and you need to take care of your personal finances and business. Your workload will increase. Avoid feelings of restriction and limitation. Be economical in all your expenditures. Be sure to take care of your health. Maintain a healthy diet and follow some exercise routine. Take enough rest. Be moderate in all things.
That means work-life balance.
Yes. Only work.
Doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. In-laws and family members can be demanding.
Oh.
People may demand support. Be helpful without allowing yourself to be used. You should support, help, but don't get used. People should not take you for granted.
Does karmic number 13-4 has any meaning?
Yes, it has. Whatever other qualities of 13-4 will apply here also.
Okay.
Now 5. Okay. Now this is a time of progress and growth. 5 is about change, transformation. You will experience a relief from burden and experience personal freedom. Any talents you possess will be greatly enhanced. Business matters will flow quickly and new opportunities will arise out of nowhere. It's a typical of 5. No? They get shocks and surprises. It's a number of shocks and surprises. You possess a magical ability to promote yourself. Communication skills are greatly enhanced. You are more charming and attractive, which opens many new doors. This is a period of travel and much learning. You have opportunities to visit distant places. So it may come either from your work or maybe your personal life,
Yes.
personal trips. It's a time of personal growth overall. It's not a period of sitting back and waiting, but a time to move ahead rapidly. Be careful not to indulge in food, alcohol, and drugs. Your challenge is to remain focused on your more long-term goals. See, five has lot of scattering of energies. They have to learn to focus on long-term goals, not short-term goals. That's the key for 5 essence. Now here also similarly,
14-5.
yes, in 14-5 what happens? You do go through loss in between. You may experience loss. Loss of any kind, loss of health, loss of relationship, loss of money, loss of any kind of loss you might experience. It's not a huge loss.
Right.
See, sense number we have, as we have understood, it can change from any number to any number. So if this number is a 14-5, maybe next number is a 6, or maybe it's a 3 or a 2, whatever. So the period also doesn't last very long. So it's not that you'll feel loss all the time. Now 6. It's a time of duty, responsibility, family matters as usual. You'll be required to support others unselfishly. There's an element of self-sacrifice also. You may experience growth in business, career, financial matters. Progress comes more easily as new opportunities open up to you. At the same time, there will be added responsibility and new demands. This can be an emotional period, as family members may be demanding.
Correct.
This is an essence during which marriage or divorce can take place. So protect your family relationships. Stay especially focused on the needs of children. There can be a domineering figure in your life who can oppress you at this time. There may be a dominating figure in your life which may overpower you, oppress you, trouble you. The key is to be balanced and centered when dealing with all authority figures. So you have to stay balanced. Tootna nahi hai. Don't get, break down. So those with artistic talent who are already working with arts will find their abilities greatly enhanced. In most people, this essence number will improve their life. Yes, and will experience growth in their career. So in spite of responsibilities and all these, family problems and other things, there is growth. 6 is an earth number, you can't forget. So it is going to give rewards. And 6 also, as we have learned before also, it naturally attracts money. So monetary gain also. Now let's talk about 7 essence number. It's a period of much self-reflection, analysis, inner growth, contemplation. Opposite of 6.
Correct.
Spending time alone, needing space. So the journey now is inward. We'll feel a need to spend more time alone to contemplate. Who am I? What am I doing? Why am I doing it? All these fundamental questions of life may bother you now in this period of your life. In order to deal effectively with people around you, especially family members and co-workers, you will have to refine your expressions in all respects.
There could be an element of sarcasm.
So now you remember your lessons very well. We have already talked about it, that sevens have an art of sarcasm. That is why you have to mind your tongue during this phase of life. Don't push people too hard, or close friendship will be damaged unnecessarily. This is not a time for being aggressive. Be gentle with yourself and those around you. Be careful and cautious before making important decisions. Now this is very important. When you make important decisions during this phase of life, you have to be very careful, especially signing important papers. Be careful. It's a wonderful time to study and to specialize in some field. So if you are doing some specialization or research in some field, this is the right time. You'll get results basically. Avoid becoming cynical and skeptical. Do not intellectualize your emotions. The head and the heart should be working together and not opposing each other. Not opposing each other.
Ma'am, one question here.
Huh.
If, especially for 7, if my personal year is 7 and this essence number is 7,
Both.
what will be my life then?
I say if it is only 7, see, personal year is something like it's an outside influence. It's coming from the year, no? Year is changing every year. So the influence is always outward for personal year. Whereas for essence number, it's because we are using the name to calculate. So it is your inside influence. The influence is inside you. So the reactions will be there will be different reactions. They are your reactions. Because it's coming from your name. No? Your talents will be different this time. But if they are the same, then everything will be exaggerated. And here, as you said, even the negative aspects may surface because here repetition of number is there.
Correct. But this will stay for 1 year.
It may stay for 1 year, it may stay for, we don't know. It depends on how when you calculate, you'll understand. Personal year will stay only for 1 year.
For 1 year. Yes.
Yeah, right. What you said is right. Personal year will stay only for 1 year, but essence may change immediately the next year.
Correct. Yes.
Or may not change, may remain for 3 years or 4 years. Now let's talk about 8.
Yes.
It is a period when business and career affairs dominate your life. A major new opportunity may come to you. Now it's also a time of progress and personal power, but the demands of time are equally large. You will feel, because you work very hard, no, you will always be short of time. All business matters will come under sharp scrutiny. You may have more money than during previous years, but you must be more careful with it. Major mistakes can be made if you are not careful. Be wise and astute in all your dealings. So it has to be very careful. Avoid misuse of power. It is not only about money, it's also about power, authority. You need to provide strong leadership and gentle guidance to your family or associates. It's also a time when old issues, especially debts from the past, surface with a vengeance. The irony is that you have great resources but equally large demands. It's tiring. It's a tiring time. You might have faced difficulties in the past. You will gain progress in career matters and you will be richly rewarded. See, it is also a law of karma.
Yes, 8.
It means law of karma. So the rewards will be according to your karma. Now 9. This is a period when your ideas will be tested. You will experience a dramatic psychological and spiritual expansion. Old relationships that no longer have a place in your life will be let go of. Even old habits will disappear. See, this is a year of completion. It's a number of completion. So, a lot of things will end. It could be your habits, it could be your experiences, it could be your relationships, anything. There's a need to forgive those who have hurt you in your past and get on with your life. Because you have to get on with your life. In 9, you have to drop a lot of things. So you have to also forgive people.
Yes.
Hanging on to negative attachments will bring you much misery. Because if you still hang on to your old things, thoughts, attachments, it will bring misery. It will not help you. And you will feel miserable, especially 9. If it is your, say, whatever 9 time, if your pinnacle, personal year, even this transit, essence numbers, wherever, you will feel miserable if there is a 9. If the courts are involved, there will be delayed lawsuits. This is a time that requires much self-sacrifice and service to others. You are deeply affected by the pain and suffering of others. There is no place for selfishness, negativity, and pettiness. So those in arts like writers, actors, etc., performance, they'll see enhancement in their growth and maybe many opportunities. The lesson of this number demands a broad view of life and compassion for all. As you work for the greater good of the society, you will be personally rewarded. Now the next number is what?
Master number.
Master
11.
number 11, correct. Now this is a time of enormous sensitivity and equally enormous change. See, everything about master numbers is enormous.
Yes.
Your intuition is high. You are capable of even psychic experiences. There may be feelings of failure. There may be an element of shock present in your life. And there could be some unexpected events also. It's a time of self-examination. It's a period of psychological and spiritual growth. Your emotional life may be turbulent. 2 also. No, see, whenever we talk of 11, always talk of 2 as well as 1. So meditate, pray, take walks in nature. Shanti Sara. There can be many wonderful inner and even psychic experiences. It's a time of evolution and illumination on all levels. So see, there are 2 karmic numbers which we are going to talk now. We have not talked about 13 and 14 because I personally feel that they are not that important as essence numbers, not as painful. We will be talking about 16 and 19. They are very important for as essence numbers. I mean, they're so important that I'll say that they affect you much more as essence numbers than any other number. But thing is, the essence number will change. So it is not a permanent thing. 16-7. Okay. Now this is a tough time. You'll find things not working out as you had planned. There can be unexpected, turbulent and shocking events. There are debts to be paid. It is a confusing time and you may feel lost. If 16 is like a storm, 16 is like a storm or hurricane. But when it passes away, you emerge healthier and happier than before. But storm is a storm. It can do much damage. The 16 essence generally doesn't last long. With it will come a new life. So, we sometimes there's a proverbial a sentence, the dark night of the soul. So this 16-7 essence is the dark night of the soul. Sad it is, but what can we do? Anybody can go through this anytime. Part of this lesson you are learning is gratitude. You are overlooking the love in your life. See, 16-7 is all about relationships. So you need to take care of your relationships, especially during this time. So gratitude and surrender to the higher forces will help to overcome this difficult life. You feel that you have not been treated justly by the universe. So open your heart. Now is the time to develop faith.
So faith is a turning point here.
It's a major turning point here. It's much more important than actually when you're in your 7 essence. In 16-7, this is very much required. So it's a major turning point. And if you do that, it will, it is the key to your happiness. So meditate, pray, do regular spiritual practices, take care of your health, sound diet, exercise programs, and move from
fear to faith.
Yes. Now the next karmic number is the 19 essence number. We talked of 16-7,
Yes.
19. Now there is a struggle for independence and your personal ambition. One is about it. See, this is 1, 9. That is 10. 1. Conflict is between this 9 and 1. They are opposites.
Correct.
So there is a struggle for independence and your personal ambition. You feel the need to work hard and establish yourself. This is a period of struggle. No, this struggle is not a physical struggle. It is more of a mental struggle. It is not like 4 and 8 way to work hard and all. No, this struggle is a mental struggle. Always we say that 19-1 affects your mental body, like 16-7 affects your emotional body. This number affects your mental body. So the struggle is always mental. It's a time when you may feel torn between your personal desires of 1 and your concern for others of 9.
खुद के लिए सोचो या जग के लिए सोचो.
Exactly.
Correct.
वही struggle है. You may become stubborn and rigid. There is much internal conflict. Be realistic in your dealings. Keep away from materialism, selfishness, and greed. You may feel a need to be less social. The time requires willingness to accept the perspective of others. Don't shut yourself off. Maintain close ties with others. Okay, now the last number in our list is 22. Essence number. Again a master number.
Yes.
This is a period of enormous demands and it is the time to achieve greatness. Power has come to you, but you need to use the power for some greater social purpose. See, 22 always has to think big, do something big in life, and they also feel like doing. Because if you reduce yourself to a 4, then this 22 has no meaning. You may be just a 4. Selfishness, pettiness, and timidity will cause you much trouble. 4. It's a time to build some great and lasting structure. The structure may be physical, like a building or business, for example, or it may be a social structure. Now is the time for leadership and inspiration. Your actions have dramatic effects, so be cautious and responsible with what you do. This also can be a sensitive period. Sensitive because of 2. Avoid disagreements. Get sufficient rest and take care of your own personal needs. Be balanced in your activities. Avoid excessive work. Again, it's a 4. 22 is also a 4. Think big, take practical steps, and to ensure that your dreams become a reality. Because 22s always dream big. So you also have to make it a reality. So you have to take steps accordingly. See, we have studied 4 turning points. Personal year, pinnacles, transits, cycles, and this transits and essence. Okay. The personal year and the essence numbers are felt very strongly among all these turning points. They are felt very strongly. Your personal year number appears to come from the outside. It's an outside influence and presents changes and influences that come your way. The essence number seems to come from inside and represents your personal stage of development. As we talked earlier, when the personal year number and essence numbers are the same, it always represents a time of great difficulties and obstacles. Fortunately, it doesn't last very long, especially during the period between the birthday and the end of the year. See, your personal year changes on every year. Whereas essence number is birthday to birthday. So the time between your birthday and the new year changing, that period is very difficult.